we just landed here outside of Wilderness near the Sawtooth Range. And I would have videotaped the descent and the flight through the Sawtooths because it was cool, but it was also terrifying. The winds were brutal. And there was a moment there when we were lifted off our seats by some clear air turbulence. And supposedly in this helicopter, if the turbulence gets too strong, that rotor up top will slap the one in the back. So we don't want rotors slapping over the mountain. So we kind of landed in a place we hadn't planned on landing here by the river, but it's still beautiful.
Our camp was actually supposed to be like maybe 10 miles that way, but we've got hit by a gnarly gust of wind, and I think Danny and I both said, let's get down as quick as we can. So you'd never guess what's going on up there right now. It's like a full-on like wind assault on these peaks, but there's nothing down in here. And the good part is we've got a nice clean water, nice big river, easy landing spot, and no wind, so we're gonna sleep better. Only bad part is we're gonna have to run a lot further.
We're gonna set up camp next to this river, and then in the morning we're gonna cross the river, head through the forest, get to the trail, and then take the trail on a loop through the Sawtooths.
Usually the thing you worry about most is the adventure, like, can we run this far? How tough is it gonna be? But since we've been flying a little bit, most of the scary stuff happens just getting here. And now we're like, oh, our feet are gonna be on the ground the whole time. We're totally in control. It can blow 100 miles an hour. All we gotta do is lay down. So honestly, for me, the scary part's over.
We're just gonna try and sleep for 30 to 40 minutes over the next 7 hours and then get up and run. But yeah, it actually is pretty cozy in here. It's a nice tent.
Yeah, crossing that creek right now doesn't sound very fun. I'm cold, and getting straight into cold water doesn't sound good.
Luckily, it's not a river. It's a river in the spring, but in the fall, it's a stream. So we're gonna eat some breakfast, some hot breakfast, keep all our warm clothes on until the last minute, and then we're gonna cross the stream and find the trail. The time is nearing where we're going to have to remove our jackets and our pants and cross that river. It's not warm, so I'm not really looking forward to it. So that's technically the first adventure of the day.
Oh, actually not too bad.
It's one way to start a morning. We're here at the Grand Jean Hiker Trailhead. Matt is filling out the appropriate paperwork to make this hike legal. And we're gonna set off on this trail and do a 20-mile loop from here up the Grand Jean Trail around to Sawtooth Lake, and then just below Observation Peak, and then right back down. Still cold. Matt is refusing to give up his puffy. Says that his core still needs warming. I wish I had my puffy. I have every piece of running clothing on. Finally, after about 10 miles of running, we've begun to climb out of this little basin area up towards Sawtooth Lake, and we've slowly been unwrapping a present. We're almost to the complete reveal of that present. Looks amazing up here. I've always wanted to go to the Sawtooths. It's getting hot. The chill of the morning has long since dissipated.
We've never been to this spot. We've never been on this trail. So every, footstep is like new forest, and you're willing to go mile after mile because you're wondering what's around the next corner. And when you got views like this over there, it's worth it.
We made it to Sawtooth Lake, which is the crown jewel of today's adventure. Nice lake, gotta say. It's up there in the top 20 lakes of my life. The trail has been gradual and pretty well groomed, except for a small section. So we've been able to run a shocking amount of trail. And that's important because we want to fly out of here before those hurricane winds kick up again, because it was not fun flying in.
No.
Yeah, we're at mile, Matt doesn't want to know, and we have about 11 miles left.
Oh, that much?
10, maybe. But we're gonna wrap up, we're gonna eat some lunch here. Then we're gonna hit the trail. It goes just around the bottom of this lake, up and over that saddle. And then it should be about 10 miles of downhill.
From here.
Matt and I are on the last descent back down to the trailhead, and it's a hell of a lot of switchbacks. We're going to run down this last section of single track, get onto the dirt road, then do a little bushwhacking, cross the river, and be at the heli. We definitely did this Sawtooth loop the correct way.
Man, what a difference, like probably 40 degrees warmer, hot and exhausted. We despised that water just hours ago, and now it's gonna be our best friend.
That was the Sawtooth Loop. We just did up around Sawtooth Lake, 21.5 miles, about 5,500 feet of climbing. Pretty cool. Not the coolest route up here, but for Matt, at least it was a different one. Now we're gonna cross this river, maybe jump in and pack up our stuff, load the helicopter, and take off before the winds get too bad. We've just landed after flying back all the way from the Sawtooth Mountains in Idaho. And we left the Sawtooths this afternoon, and the wind was just horrible, just beat us up, pushed us around. And so we ended up flying through all this turbulence till about right when we got to the Great Salt Lake. When we got there, the wind died, the Great Salt Lake was glass. We flew the coast 10 feet over this purple water that was just super cool. And we flew over this purple water until the sun went down, and it was an unbelievably awesome experience.